Okay, then first of all, so what are the different types of hooks that you used?
So like mostly we have used like use state, use effect. I have also use memo and use ref. So these are the like hooks.
Okay, what is the difference between a use callback and a use memo?
Okay, so use memo and use callback like both are used to like cache the value between read renders. So which means like for example, if I have a component in which I have like 20 lines of code, and due to some like heavy execution of let's say heavy computation, I can wrap that part of code in a use callback or use memo. So if I wrap it in use memo, then I can cache the value of the result, and if there is like a change in that component, any state or props, that component will render, but that part won't be rendered, that is wrapped inside the like use memo. It will only render if there is a change in its dependency, because it takes one callback function and its dependency. And so in case of use callback, we will cache the like a function. For use memo it's a value, and for use callback it's a function.
Okay, and what is virtual DOM and how does it work?
So virtual DOM is like basically a copy of the real DOM. So what React does, like its React's core algorithm is to like I think in the 16th version they updated this. So like now the fiber works. So behind the scene, so basically it compares like let's say it's one is current DOM, and another one is the previous DOM. So it basically compares both of the DOM, generates the tree of the node, and then compares which parts has been changed, and only that part it modify into the real DOM. So that's why it also works fast.
Okay, what are high order components?
So okay, high order components are basically components that takes another component as a like as an argument, sorry, as an argument, and returns a enhanced component. So let's say if I have one component that is for heading, like I've created, but I can use it like or to many places. If I'm doing some like for example I'm doing just uppercase, so I can use that component to any other place also.
Okay, can you share a screen?
One second. Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to write this one. Okay, the syntax for use effect, but it should show all the possible life cycles in it. You can use anything. You can use any code editor. You can use any notepad, whatever
Okay.
you wish. Don't import anything.
Okay, just for use effect.
Yeah, just use effect and just show me what are the possible life cycles.
So this will be the syntax, and return part, if we want to like apply some any changes say at the time of unmount of the component, then we can do that part of here. And dependency, so this is the code.
Okay. Okay, so what are the different optimization techniques that you can use to make your application or code faster?
Okay, for optimization, like first of all, if we are using React, we make sure that we are creating the components, so not too like too lengthy components, because in React we can like break our code into the small components. For example, let's say if I'm creating a drop down, and if I had to use it like 2 3 4 places, I can create a separate component, and then I can reuse it first this, and then we can like we use memoization, that is we get from the React only. So react.memo, we can wrap our component. Like sometimes what it does, if there's a parent component and then inside the child component, if there's a change in the like props and state of the parent component, then it gets to the its renders child also sometimes. So we can use memoization, and then we can like use these hooks also, use memo and use callback, so that we can it prevents it from unnecessary renders. And then there's code splitting also, because code splitting what it does, so when a React application runs, so it creates a bundle in the starting. So it that way we can like reduce the size of the initial bundle, because if whatever component we have wrapped inside this to when we are splitting this code, so that component will be rendered, also will be required whenever it is required into the DOM, then only it will be loaded. So this also like enhance the like speed of the application. And then for few, these are few like steps.
We have sent you one code on Teams chat. Can you just check?
I'm checking it. Do I need to stop sharing?
No. Just go to the Teams chat. At the bottom right, there's a Teams icon. Okay. Click on chat. Yeah. This is the one. Okay. So let me just quickly explain. So this is a simple component called as app component, and there is a button called as button. Okay. Click me. Once you click on it, that function click gets called. Okay. So I want you to tell me, you can see there is something called as console.log count, correct?
Yes.
So I want to tell me what is the value of that count on initial page load, on first click, and on second click. Yeah, first tell me what will be the value of count on initial page load.
So it will be 0 on the first. Then
Okay.
once we click on like click me button, then it will be 1.
Okay.
And then if we click it again, then it will be 2.
So I've written that set count 3 times, correct?
Yes.
So why didn't it increase?
Yes. So actually, what it does, but what React does, React is like automatically handles it. Like, React sees that these are the like same, you can say same syntax that is coming like in back to one. So what React does, when React sends the updates, it sends in like batches. So if React sees that these are like doing the like exact same thing, so it optimizes it, and it only send the one time, so increment it one time. If we like want to increase them like on every set, then what we can do, because this is getting from the like initial value of the state, so we can like added the syntax and take the previous value and then plus count, so then only it will be like updated whichever forms that you are required to update it.
Okay. And okay. So what are the different types of data types in JavaScript?
Data types, like we have string, we have boolean, we have numbers, and then we have like symbol, big and
Okay. I'm sending you one example. What will be the output for this one?
if we are console log.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you are doing console log,
It will be true, and because
Okay.
if we use triple equal to, then only it will be false, because in double equal to it only compares the value, but in triple equal to it will also compare the type also.
Okay. Okay. I'm sending you another example. What will be the output of this?
It will give us the error, because we can't access we can't like due to the scope we can't access let and const declared like variables before they are defined.
So what if? Okay, let me just.
So basically the concept of hosting works here, but with where so with where type of keyword we will get the value undefined.
Okay. What about this one?
Because it is a const, we can't like reassign the value to the const. It's a constant, we can't reassign it, so it will be the error.
Okay. Yeah. What will be the output for this?
It will be 1 2 3 4.
Okay. So why is it 1 2 3 4?
Because like in array and object, it when we are like assigning, it refers to the same memory, so that's why if when we are doing like b dot push, it actually updating the original one.
Okay, got it. But what if I wanted to prevent prevent this. I just want the value to be 1, 2, 3. I don't want the reference to be changed on change of the new value.
Then we can using the spread operator, we can spread it, then only it will create the new, and then it won't affect the original one.
Okay. What are callbacks?
So callbacks are basically functions that are passed to another function and it will be run once the first one is at finished. So for example, we use map and filter methods, so there is a callback method that we use.
Okay. Okay, now have you worked on CSS?
Yes.
Okay. So suppose suppose in CSS, right, you want to align an element to the center of the page, but the center should be horizontally center as well as vertically center. So how can you do this using CSS?
Okay, so basically I have to center a div.
Correct.
Okay, so to center we have 2-3 ways. So first we can use display flex, then we can set the property justify content center and vertical align center, so that will be, it will be horizontally and vertically center. And then we can
Sorry, can you repeat that?
For display flags, we can set the property to the parent justify content center and align item center. And then in case of display grid, we can use simply display grid and place item center. And then we one method more, we can use position relative, and then we can use transform translate, so that way we can give the top and left 50%, and then in the transform translate we can also set the -50% so that way it will also bring it to center for horizontally and vertically both. And for or if you want to do it only horizontally, then we can also use margin auto property.
Have you used Redux?
Yes.
So can you quickly tell me the flow of Redux?
Yes. Okay, so Redux is basically state management library, and it's a predictable. So what it has few main components. So it starts from a store is where we connect our reducers, and then we pass the store using React Redux to the whole application, that way, so that all values go to the app, and then in the app we have all the components and aligned. So basically as in the React, it goes from parents to child, and then but reducers are basically, reducers take one initial state and the name of the reducer, and also take actions. Actions are how basically we update the how we update the state. And to send the action to the reducer, we use dispatch. So basically if I click I take an example of the counter. If I click on counter button, so by using use dispatch, I'll send it to the reducer, and then there in the action I will say counter is count +1. I can increase the value of 1, and then to get the value from the store, we use selector, and then the name of the reducer, let's say for count, then the value. So that this is how Redux works in the flow.
Okay. Have you used Redux toolkit?
Yes, I mainly use Redux toolkit.
Okay, great. And what about Next.js?
Next.js, I worked on Next.js around 2 years back for 2-3 months. So I basically have the idea in React we need there's one only where one place we can declare these meta tags and others, and we need to use the React routing library also. But in Next, basically what it does, we create one folder, then it automatically creates the path same as the folder, and then for every folder we can create the separate index file, and then it also helps us to in the SEO also. So that's how we have separate, we can create separate page with their meta tags and all other things using the components.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's it from my side. Do you have any questions?
Yes, just one so what kind of the projects that the companies are basically mainly into?
So I cannot give you exact detail because
Yeah, sure,
I
sure.
myself don't know for which project they are hiring you for, but I can tell you the tech stack, okay, in general.
Okay.
So The tech stack usually is like for front end, it's React, and most of the projects here are using Next.js. So that's why I wanted to ask that have you used Next.js or not? So most of the tech stacks are based on the front end for its React.js, and they use Next.js as a framework. And for the backend, it's for the API calling. Most of them are using Node.js, and the database are MongoDB, or it can be SQL also. Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
these are the tech stacks which we are using predominantly. But yeah, it will depend upon project to project and upon each requirement. That might vary you.